Omni Lucid presents.
Hey everyone, welcome to Omni Lucid Presents. Today, Brian is back in town with me, so we're going to be doing a few different recordings, get some more content with more of the team with you instead of it just being me or me and Ashley all the time. But today we are doing Omni Lucid Presents OverBoss. Or Overlord for anybody that goes to look for it online and you get a little confused. It is the same game. It started off as Overlord and it got changed to OverBoss because there were some copyright issues with Overlord. So OverBoss I think works a little bit better anyway because this is the next game, or I guess it's in the same universe as the Boss Monster franchise. So OverBoss, kind of sticks together a little bit better. But so me and Brian, we read the rules and then we did just play a quick game. So this is technically going to be our second game now. We'll walk you through everything. I think we got even a better handle on it. It's a pretty simple game. It just looks like a lot, but it's when you open the box, at least it looks like a lot. But yeah, so we'll dive right in it. So the first thing you're going to do, and let me switch over here real quick for you. So the first thing you're going to do is each player is going to get their player mat, player board. I can't remember what they refer to it as. There are two different sides. This is the standard side, the 3x4, or as Brian was just flipping that around, there's also the advanced, which is the 4x4. Basically all it does is just lets the game continue on a little bit more, a little bit higher scoring. So the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to use these terrain selection cards. So it's just literally a randomizer deck that comes with the game. We are using all the basic tiles for this since we're recording it for you guys. There are a total of 10 different types of terrain tiles in the game, as well as dungeon tiles, which is something a little bit different. That those just get mixed in with every game. But every new game you use the terrain selection deck and pick out some new terrains. I'll switch over here to the card camera so you can see what one of these looks like. So this is the forest. So what that lets you know is you're going to grab all the tiles with that terrain tile up top, and then on the bottom you can see the little monsters. If that focuses a little better. Not really, a little bit. But you grab the monster tokens for that have the forest icon, as well as that crystal, which is what the thing on the right there is. So you grab all of those for each terrain card, and all of those little tokens go into the bag over here. Now, the other things that go in here are portals and the mini bosses. So those also have a little bit different thing that they get mixed in as well. Portals and mini bosses get mixed in every game, just like the dungeons do. Then you take all your terrain tiles, you mix them all up. You're technically supposed to just make one giant stack, but because that's a little ridiculous and it's going to fall over, we just have 3, and we'll just randomly grab from them as we go. But that's basically the setup. So then we just have to build our pool. So Brian, if you want to grab the little ones out, I'll do these. You lay out 4 to create your market. Okay. And then each one gets a random token out of the bag. And that makes your pairs for what you're going to do. So then on your turn, you are going to do 2 actions. First, you are going to draw, and then you are going to place. So you're going to draw 1 pair from the market, and then you are going to place that on your board. Do you want to go first this time, since I went first last time?
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Okay. Draw and place.
There's lots of different ways to score in the game, so we'll go over that kind of as we play, but definitely a lot more at the end when we're adding up our points to see who actually wins this one. In our first game, I beat Brian by only 1 point, so it was very close.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna go with that.
Let's see what we get here. Well, I like these crystals for the bonus points, so I'm going to take this one, I think. So normally they would go onto your board like Brian just did there. However, with crystals or portals, they always go into what is called your layer down here at the bottom of the board. Oh, that's an easy choice. Take that one right there. Hard to say. I don't know. I thought you might take that. All right, but we can't whisper.
We can't whisper.
We need to let people know that we are actually talking. Okay, I'm gonna throw up this one. This guy I'm going to put over there. Oh man. The game really wants us to take some crypts right now. Or graveyards, not crypts.
Graveyards.
They're synonymous, right?
Yeah, right?
Basically.
What's the difference between a graveyard and a crypt?
I think a crypt is if they have a mausoleum, isn't it?
And if they got guns...
And it's like an underground thing.
Oh yeah, mausoleums, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to try out a camp this time. I didn't do this last time. You know, I'll put him up there. And yeah, I guess no reason not to put him on that one. Alright. So that one is a dungeon. Dungeons are a little bit different because you do not place any monsters or mini bosses on there. They're just open spaces. The whole point of this game is me and Brian are the overbosses. We are trying to build the best map, or I guess I should say the deadliest map for any heroes that decide they want to come in and take us out.
If you've ever played a game and thought to yourself, who made this dungeon? It's you.
It was me. I think I'm better off taking the forest. I think. Might as well keep him in there for now. Alright. Is that what you're taking?
I don't know. That's what I was.
Yeah. Nothing game changing. God, another freaking graveyard. Shoot, I put him in a bad spot. That was kind of dumb. And there's no forest dudes out there either. Well, I'm going to take the little nymph pool here. Except right now the little bandit or whatever is covering up the nymphs. Yep. I need a portal.
No portal for you.
Hey, there! Finally, I get a cave. That's a nice, easy pick for me. Where to put it though? That's a little harder to just. Oh no, it's not. Forgot. I want those by the mountains. All right. One thing that we didn't explain, so on your player board you'll see there are water spaces, and there are also the mountain spaces on here, and those do correlate to specific tiles. For instance, the swamps, you want to have those next to water for some extra points, and the caves, you want to have those next to mountains for the extra points. So it does semi-matter where you place pieces on here, at least for those two types of terrain tiles.
I'm going to use my portal. You can use a portal, and you can teleport or switch out.
Yep.
Guys.
Alright.
These guys. Okay, but I still have to go, so... I guess.
Something good. Ooh, that's not bad. Give me my 3 points there. Actually, that's 6 points. Do I want him there? Yeah, he can stay there. Okay.
All the dragons, all the time.
Cave dragons. Yeah. Just do it.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know it's not personal. Right? It's not personal. It's not.
Take away my portal and my cave. Gosh. Alright. Now I don't know what's going to help over here. Oh, actually, yes, I do. Oh, wait, no, that isn't going to help me because that is the same kind. Shoot. I really don't know what did you hear, so I guess I'm gonna just try and make a band. Oh, but you know, I could do that. You know what? Man, it's a hard decision. Alright, I know. I'm going to take the... Oh, but that's the cave dragon. Dang it! Decisions. So that would give me 2 points. That would also give me 2 points. There. We'll do what I was going to do, except instead of putting him there, we're going to put him up there to make the bigger band.
Alright, I'm going to use the first portal. Well. Might as well score something.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Another cave dragon and a forest. So the forest is probably going to be my best bet right now. Put that there. Oh, dang, that stinks. So that would give me 2 points. That would also give me 2. No, that would give me 1 point. Okay. Nope. Yeah, that's where he's going.
Final move. Alright. What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's a bold move, Cotton. See if it works out for him. I should have waited till you actually did something, but it was just in my head and I had to say it.
That doesn't give me anything. Nothing but bad choices. So, if you have to make a bad decision, might as well. Some extra points. Extra points, maybe.
Oh, there's my cave. Pretty sure I'm taking that. 'Cause that'll get me 3 points. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's game.
That's it.
I won.
Okay. Probably. Okay, so each of these tiles has a specific way that they're going to score. I'm going to go through all of them, and then we'll add up our points and see what we got. So the camps, now these you get a certain amount of points depending on how many different camps you have. So the way you know is they have a little colored flag on them here. That's why I didn't take that one before, because it was 2 blue flags. So I waited, now I got a blue and an orange, so I'll get some points for that. Next you have the swamps. Swamps, you get a +1 if they are by water. You also get a +1 if they are by another swamp, for a total of 3, because the swamp by itself is already worth 1 point. Forests are just added up by however many forests you have on your map. They do not have to be next to each other, but the more you have, the more points you score. Up to a total of 15 if you have, what is it, 1, 2, 3, if you have 5, which... Oh, I actually kind of wasted one of those spaces. I didn't need that many forests. Next, you have caves, which if you put those next to the mountain range on the board, they're already worth 1. If you put them next to a mountain, they get a +2, giving them a grand total of 3. And then there are the graveyards, which those are just whoever has the most gets the most points. Whoever has the most gets 5 points. Whoever has the second most gets 2 points. And Brian has a dungeon out here. So the way dungeons are scored is they're already worth 1 plus 1 extra for every different type of map or terrain tile around it. So in this case, Brian's going to get the full points of 5 because he has 4 different terrain types around that. So that's how you score the terrain tiles. Now on top of that, you also then add up. Next you add up if you have crystals, which I do. So I'm going to get an extra 1 point per cave that I have because I have the cave crystal. You then add up the points for having your mini bosses. So I think we both had some mini bosses on there. Every mini boss is worth 2 points just by themselves. And then lastly, you add up your monster points. So your monsters get added up in 2 ways. One is if you have a band of them. In this case, so I have the little bandits here. You get points as long as there's at least 2 of them in a row, but the points stack depending how many you have. So if you have 2, then you get 2 points. If you have 3, you get 5 points. If you have 4, then you get 7 points total. And then the last thing you score is for every monster that is on their matching tile type, you get 1 point for that. So if you have the forest enemies in the forest, I don't know what those guys are. They look like maybe goblins or something. They're little green guys. But for instance, cave dragons. If you have the cave dragon in a cave terrain tile, you get an extra point for that. So that's how all the scoring works. We're going to go ahead and add this up. I'm going to pull out my phone so we can keep track of this again. Let's see. So I'm going to add mine up first, and then we'll add up Brian's. Okay, so I got 2 camps, which gives me 4 points. My next one are my swamps, which they are both next to each other, so that's 3 points, 6 points. My forests, I get the full 15, which kind of stinks because that last one doesn't give me anything. As far as I know, I don't think it can, I don't think that extra one gets me anything, so that's where I kind of screwed up. Graveyards, I'm pretty sure Brian's got me, he's got me killed on that, so I just get 2 for that. And 1 cave, which I had it next to a mountain, so that gets me 3, so I'm at 30 points with that. Next, we're going to add up my cave crystal, gets me just 1 extra point for that one. My mini bosses, which gets me 4 more points. And then lastly, then we're going to do my bands of monsters, so +2, +2, and +5. And then here's the last thing. Anybody that's on matching spaces, so 1, 2, 3, so +3. So I am at 47 points. Again, I'm pretty sure Brian has me just destroyed over here. Did you already add it up?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's see.
I don't believe in counting.
All right, so I don't believe in the sun.
I don't believe in counting.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, gotcha.
But how many?
44. So I had 47. Brian had 44. So this time I got him by 3 points. But that is Boss Monster. So we'll go back to this. Boss Monster. OverBoss.
OverBoss.
Boss Monster are the first part. But yeah, so this is OverBoss. Just a tile placement game. It's pretty quick, pretty fun. You can switch it up. It's got a lot of replayability. Just so you guys can see. Actually, I'll go back to this real quick. So this is the layout. A little shiny with that on there. So these are all the extra tile locations that could be played out. Then on top of it, another advanced section is that you can get specific bosses that gives you extra abilities for a little bit more advanced play on that. Mine actually has the Tower Terrain, which was a mini expansion with the Kickstarter, so that's what this is over here. I'm not sure how that works yet. But yeah, Brian showing you got some extra boss skills that you can have to just, again, advance the game a little bit. So they actually have 3 ways three ways that the rules that they say in the rule book that lets you advance your game a little bit. The first one is just playing on the 4x4 side of the board. The next one is adding in the actual boss cards there. And the last one, I actually forgot what the third one. Let me look at that real quick because I forgot off the top of my head. The last way to advance it is... Oh, there are command cards. Again, I don't know what those are yet, but it's an extra little feature that lets you add a little bit more complexity to the game and advance it a little bit more. So lots of ways to play. Pretty fun game. Like as you guys saw, it was really quick. But yeah.
This is only what's the count? Player count?
4, I think. No, 1 to 5.
1 to 5
player boards. It says 1 to 5 on there, so I'm guessing I have that many boards. Yes, 1 to 5 players.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty nice. But yeah, go ahead and dive right into our overviews.
This is as good as I was hoping it would be.
Good.
Yeah. I just love the idea of being the crazy boss overlord who creates this ridiculous map dungeon or whatever it is, that forces the hero to do these things, because you always take the hero's perspective but to be the person behind the scenes, sort of making all the obstacles happen. I really love the idea, and I can't wait to get into more of it with just the added becoming the bosses and the
boss abilities,
and then flipping this over and playing on the expanded side. Like I really like this game. I think it's well worth the money. And yeah.
I'm sure it'll go to. We should have looked it up. I don't know what it's going to be at retail. I know it's going to retail. I want to say.
I don't think it's over 50.
Well, oh no, it's not over 50 because this, as the Kickstarter version, was 45 for me.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the retail version would probably be a lot. Well,
it's already for sale. I've already
maybe
seen
it is 50.
For sale.
Yeah. So you guys will have to look for retail. Sorry, I didn't look that up in advance, but I know I paid 45 for the Kickstarter version.
Great deal. Great deal. And I think this is one of those games that feels like it just gets more fun with more players.
Yeah.
Like, because you just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy, like the upkeep as far as, I mean, like you guys saw me and Brian. I was flipping that over while Brian was grabbing a new piece out of the bag. I guess you could slow yourselves down if you guys really want to be like, no, I'm gonna draw the thing out because you're palming a piece or something. I don't know. But yeah, no. So yeah, for my thoughts on it, I agree. It was a lot of fun. It's a nice. Light. I'm gonna call it lightweight. It seemed pretty lightweight.
Oh, yeah.
The setup is the only thing that it takes a little bit longer than I expected it to, but in all, it's not hard. It's just it takes a little bit because you have to pull out all the little pieces and then really shuffle it all together. But it still maybe took us 15 minutes. It wasn't long. I want to say this. It wasn't a long setup. It was just longer than what I thought it would be because the game is simple.
Yeah.
So it was longer than what I expected to be. By no means, it's not like you're setting up, Gloomhaven, obviously.
The hardest part is the scoring, to be honest. I mean, that takes the longest. There
is a lot of scoring conditions.
Yeah.
There's 4 separate ones? Or even more than that. There's a lot of scoring conditions.
I think it does well in providing a variety of ways to.
It even gives you a little scoring pad.
Oh yeah.
To speed that up a little bit. Oh, I was like, man, did they send me a dirty one? I think that's part of the.
The dirt comes with the game.
Yeah, the dirt comes with the game. I think that's part of the aspect of it. So
there's a lot of different ways that you can get points, and so you might not be able to keep track of that in your first few games. Fine, whatever. But at the same time, it's really just same, and then matching. I mean, it's a lot of matching, which is kind of easy to remember.
It is. It's really. I'll say this though. It's really hard to keep track of what your opponents are doing. Like that. I thought Brian had me killed that entire time because I just saw it just matching more and more pieces, and I'm like, oh yeah. There's no way he's keeping me from getting my caves, which I committed to right out of the gate with the cave crystal, and Brian instantly was like, nope, not gonna let you do that. Yeah. And he took the portals from me, so I couldn't switch my pieces around and get them in even better positioning. But
the portals is a really fun way to turn something that would have been otherwise totally based on randomness, and adding the ability to, they give you a lot of leeway with the portals.
Yeah,
and so that's the element of strategy that really solidifies it as being not entirely based on chance. You can plan ahead, even though it's a random drop. So without the portals, the game would totally fall apart.
Yeah, I don't know if it would fall apart, but it definitely helps.
If you're not a fan of total luck games, if you're a fan,
yeah,
of
you have a
total luck
chance.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still some luck because you have to get a portal, or somebody might keep them from you.
True, but even that's part of the strategy. So like,
yeah, keeping the portals from your opponent is part of the strategy for sure.
Yeah.
Huh. Nice. Well, great. So this is the first one that we'll probably get this one out first. So for anybody that sees this, just know that we have more games coming from me and Brian playing through. We are also going to be doing an all-day live game session tomorrow. This video won't be out until after we do that. So if you just hear about it from this video, you can go back into our past OLM, the Omni Lucid videos on YouTube, and you can find the live stream version. We'll probably have it broken down a little bit better if there's a specific game that you guys want to see played. We are definitely going to play this again tomorrow.
Probably the other side.
The other side.
We should probably the other side.
I think we need to play with those, but I don't know about the other
side.
side.
We're going to be adding something.
We're going to advance. We're going to advance this in some way, but this is going to be one of the games that we're going to play during the all-day playthrough. But I think we'll stop talking about that and go ahead and cut this here so we can keep recording some other games for you guys. We're definitely going to get some more content out to you. We're still working on Jakar. That's why Brian's here. This is our next game development weekend. But whenever he's here, we like to throw out some more content for the Omni Lucid Presents as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, do all the usual things: like, share, subscribe. Definitely leave us comments about any things you like, didn't like. If this looks like a fun game to you, all those things. But until next time, once again, I am Ryan.
I'm Brian.
And this has been Omni Lucid Presents OverBoss. Have a good one, everyone.